Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons possesses a rare quality that most mainstream games don't have. What is it? Let me explain. Just as a disclaimer, this video will have spoilers in it, so if you don't want spoilers, then go on Steam, buy the game for its cheap price, play it, and then come back. Alright, assuming you've played the game or want to know what happens, I'll begin. At first glance, Brothers appears to be a fairly light-hearted game whose only interesting feature is the control scheme in which you control two characters at the same time. However, to rid the player of this feeling, the developers at Starbreeze Studios show an emotional scene in the opening of the game. You witness the younger brother in the middle of the ocean in a small boat. He is struggling to pull a woman out of the water. It is assumed that this woman is his mother, for their mother is not seen alive in the game, and it is only the boy's father who is present. After this event, the little brother appears to have a certain fear of water. This fear is revealed early game when you must hold onto the big brother's back with the younger brother to get across a river. The point of this is that at the very beginning of the game, you are filled with a sense of pity for the brothers who have lost their mother. Adding on to this is the fact that their father is gravely ill, and it is evident that if he is not healed quickly, he will die. And so the brothers are forced to go on a quest to find the magical healing water in a faraway mystical land. In this way, Brothers is a lot like The Legend of Zelda. You begin as an innocent young kid, but quickly find out you have a task that must be completed to save the world, or in this instance, save your father's life. In Brothers, this fall into darkness is very fast and is unforgettable. You make an emotional attachment to the characters in this game very quickly. The younger brother is innocent and mourning the loss of his mother. The older brother is tasked with comforting his younger brother and his father while trying to grow up. The father has to mourn the loss of his wife while still supporting his sons. If any of the characters were to die, you would be heartbroken, because the characters themselves would be heartbroken. And so, your journey through the mystical lands of Brothers begins. It is odd because I don't want to focus too much on the dual mechanic of Brothers, but I feel I should mention it so it gets the respect it deserves. The closest thing I've experienced to how Brothers feels when you play it is a minigame from the Wii U's Nintendo Land. You chase other players around with two people trying to capture them as other players pick up candies. When you first play, there is one word to describe how you feel. Straight up, derpy. The coordination between the two characters you control is very difficult, and trying to get them to work together to trap someone is quite a challenge. Take this experience and then translate it onto a full-scale game. Although I did become more comfortable with the controls of Brothers as the game progressed, I always found myself stopping and thinking to make sure that I was holding the right buttons and releasing the right buttons in the correct sequence. After all, letting go of one wrong trigger could mean a plunge to your death. The controls of this game are very intuitive, and it made the gameplay interesting as you added to your skill set of movement. Now comes the heavy stuff, so grab your box of tissues. After making it through a ton of strange obstacles and navigating through magical landscapes, you meet this girl. You find out how to free her from the strange men who have tied her up, and you escape with her. After traveling through a small town area, this girl gives Big Brother a kiss on the cheek, leaving him nearly hypnotized. When you reach a cave entrance, the girl tells you to come in with her. The younger brother insists that they must not go in. He feels something fishy is going on. However, the Big Brother calls the shots, so they decide to go in. Upon entering the cave, they reach a more open part of the cavern. The girl you have been following transforms into an evil spider with a human head and winds you up in a spider web. By swinging around, you manage to drop down onto the floor and are able to roll around in the ball. Big Brother gets out of the ball, but younger brother stays inside. The dual mechanic of the game is used here to take down the spider. Little brother rolls into her, knocking her on her back. Then Big Brother pulls off each of her legs. Upon beating the boss, Big Brother is impaled by one of the spider's pointy legs. At this moment, my heart began to race. I was hoping that it wouldn't be too serious, that both brothers would be fine. Because this part was a cinematic, I watched with my jaw dropped, worrying that the little brother would lose his older brother. The two slowly make their way to the magical tree, which at the top has a basin of water that heals all wounds. The older brother is too weak to go up, so you must race up with the younger brother to get the water to heal both the older brother and to heal their father who is back home. When the younger brother gets back down the tree, he finds older brother dead. My worst fear came true, and a cinematic ensued where little brother was crying, holding his older brother in his arms. I worried about how the younger brother could get home without the help of his older brother. To add to the pain of this moment, you must slowly drag the older brother's body to the grave the little brother has dug. Then you must kick the dirt onto him. This hit me hard because I have 3 brothers myself, 2 of them being older than me. The thought of having to bury one of my older brothers, the 2 people who have paved the path for me, is terrible. Here is where Brothers shines as a game, and it may be another great indie game quality like Dominic talked about in the Overthinkage he did on Braid. Indie game developers can put more of a focus on the single-player experience where the gameplay aspects and emotional storyline can be developed. No matter how hard big brand game developers try, they cannot create games with stories as touching as that of Brothers. If more video games had a focus on the relatability and emotion of the story, then maybe video games would not be seen as a curse, but rather as a blessing. Who knows? Maybe I'm just overthinking things.